Get your dirty hands off my counter before you contaminate it." Constance Whitmore said it loud enough for the entire lobby to hear. Hudson Hartley froze, his black titanium card halfway across the marble. "Ma'am, I have a reservation. Security, I need this man removed now." Phones came out, guards started running, and she ripped the card from his hand, read his name. "Hudson Hartley?" She laughed. "You didn't even change the name! Pathetic!" She grabbed scissors, made eye contact, snip, snip. She dropped the pieces, stepped on them with her heel, ground them like cigarette butts. "Pick them up," she ordered. "Clean up your mess like a good boy before you leave." She kicked the pieces toward his feet. "Now get out." Hudson stared at the destroyed card, then at her, smiled. "I'll remember this." What if the man she just humiliated owned the whole damn hotel? Hudson didn't pick up the pieces. He stepped over them, walked past security, and pushed through the revolving doors into Chicago's October night. Behind him, Constance's voice rang out. "And if I ever see you near this property again, I'm calling the police." The doors spun shut. Hudson stood on the sidewalk and breathed. 14 hours ago, he'd been in a Manhattan boardroom signing documents worth $2.8 billion. Veronica Caldwell, CEO of Paramount Equity Partners, had shaken his hand across contracts that would reshape his company. "Your reputation for integrity is why we're here, Mr. Hartley. That matters to us." He'd flown straight to Chicago for a surprise quality check of his flagship property. Quality check. Hudson laughed, bitter. He pulled out his phone, scrolled to his VP of Operations. "Gerald, it's Hudson. Pull every file on Constance Whitmore. Performance reviews, complaints, incident reports, and I need occupancy data for the past year. Demographic breakdowns by guest ethnicity." Silence. "Hudson, what happened?" "Just do it. By morning. And don't tell anyone I'm asking." He hung up. The Millennium Tower had rooms available. Hudson checked in under his mother's maiden name, Williams, requesting a room facing the Sapphire District. The clerk was professional, polite, didn't ask for extra ID, didn't accuse him of fraud. Hudson tipped him $50 just for being normal. From his window, the Sapphire District glittered. He'd bought it 6 years ago, gutted it, redesigned every floor, built it on one principle, respect. Or so he'd thought. His phone buzzed. Unknown number. "This is Darius Montgomery from the front desk. I have something you need to see. Tomorrow night, 11 p.m., employee entrance." Hudson stared. "Who gave you my number? Your business card is in the employee handbook. Please come. People need to know what's happening." "What's happening? She's been doing this for months. You're not the first." Hudson opened his laptop. Searched. "Sapphire District Hotel reviews discrimination." His stomach dropped. "Reserved a suite 3 weeks in advance. Told no record. I had email confirmation. Front desk manager claimed system glitch. I'm a surgeon. This felt personal." Dr. Naomi Fletcher, September 28th. Asked for towels at midnight, helpful staff, then found note. "Security notified of your presence." White roommate got no note. Anonymous, September 15th. Required 2 IDs and $1,000 hold. White couple behind me? Just credit card. Brenda Coleman, August 3rd. Hudson read 10 more. Every review mentioned Constance. Every reviewer was black. The hotel's response to Dr. Fletcher. "We apologize for confusion. Systems experienced technical difficulties. Technical difficulties." Gerald texted, "Whitmore's file is spotless. 0 complaints. Revenue up 12%. Then, but black guest occupancy dropped 34% past 8 months. Hispanic down 19%. White up 23%. Another? Not market trends. Other Chicago properties show opposite." Hudson stared at the numbers. 34%. How had he missed this? Had he been so focused on acquisitions, on growth, on billion-dollar deals that he'd stopped looking at what was happening in his own buildings? Was his talk of respect and dignity just fancy words for blind trust, for willful ignorance? He'd hired Constance 15 years ago, promoted her twice, given her Employee of the Year, and the entire time she'd been systematically erasing black guests from his hotel. Any complaints filed against her? 3. All dismissed, all from black guests. HR labeled unsubstantiated and emotion-driven. 8 months, in plain sight, profitable, promoted. Nobody stopped her because nobody believed the guests. His phone rang. Veronica Caldwell, 1 a.m. "Mr. Hartley, I apologize for the late call. I've been monitoring social media as part of due diligence. Something just appeared. Hudson's throat tightened. A video, posted 20 minutes ago, trending. Your Chicago property front desk manager cutting a guest's card, telling him to clean up like a good boy. 50,000 views. Hudson looked at his hotel. I see. Our acquisition requires disclosure of material liabilities. Is there something you need to tell me about Sapphire District? This was the moment. Downplay it. Call it isolated. Keep the deal clean, or tell the truth. Yes, Hudson said quietly. Give me 72 hours. I need to understand how deep this goes. Silence. 72 hours, Veronica said finally. Then I need complete transparency, or this deal is dead. Understood. She hung up. Hudson looked at Darius's text, at the reviews, at the 34% drop, at his hotel where discrimination ran like clockwork while he closed billion-dollar deals. He texted Darius, I'll be there, 11 p.m., then called Gerald. Get me on night audit at Sapphire, fake name, Derek Foster. Tell them I'm Darius's cousin, need work, start tomorrow. Hudson, what are you? I'm going undercover. And Gerald? This stays between us. He hung up and stared at his hotel. 72 hours to find the truth, or lose everything. But as the city lights blurred through the window, one question burned hotter than all the others. What if the poison ran deeper than one bad manager? The video hit 200,000 views by 3 a.m. Hudson watched it spread across Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. The businessman behind him had filmed everything, posted it with one caption. This is what racism looks like in 2025. Sapphire District Hotel, Chicago. Front desk manager destroys black guest's card, tells him to clean up like a good boy. Watch till the end. Hudson watched it again. And again. Watched Constance snatch his card. Watched her laugh at his name. Watched her cut it while staring into his eyes. Watched her grind the pieces under her heel. Clean up your mess like a good boy. His hands shook. The comments flooded in. I've stayed at this hotel. Same manager did the same thing to me. Made me show 3 IDs while white guests walked through. This is why I stopped traveling. Every hotel is a minefield when you're black. That smile, she enjoyed humiliating him. Hudson's phone buzzed constantly. Board members, regional managers, corporate attorneys. He ignored them all. At 4 a.m., a second video appeared. Different angle. The couple near the elevator. This one had clearer audio. Get your dirty hands off my counter before you contaminate it. The word hit harder with sound. Contaminate. The comments exploded. She said contaminate? That's not dog whistle racism. That's a foghorn. I'm a lawyer. This is textbook discrimination. Sue them into the ground. By 6 a.m., local news picked it up. Viral video shows alleged discrimination at luxury Chicago hotel. They played the clip. Interviewed a civil rights attorney who used words like public accommodation violation and federal case. They reached out to Hartley Hospitality for comment. Hudson's PR team sent the standard response. We are aware of the incident and are investigating thoroughly. The employee has been placed on administrative leave pending review. Administrative leave. Hudson checked the schedule. Constance was working tonight. His PR team was lying. At 7 a.m., victims started coming forward. Dr. Naomi Fletcher posted on Twitter, "This happened to me at this exact hotel 3 weeks ago. Same manager. Told me my reservation didn't exist despite email confirmation. I'm a surgeon. She treated me like a criminal. 50,000 likes in an hour." Brenda Coleman replied, "Same. August 3rd. Required $1,000 deposit and 2 IDs. White couple behind me? Nothing. I thought it was just me." Anonymous accounts flooded in. She called security on me for asking about Wi-Fi password. She charged me $200 for excessive cleaning after one night. Room was spotless. She put a note under my door saying I was being monitored for suspicious activity. I was at a medical conference. Hudson screenshotted every single one. 17 testimonials by 8 a.m., 23 by 9 a.m. This wasn't isolated. This was a pattern. At 10 a.m., Gerald called. "Hudson, the board wants an emergency meeting. 30 minutes. Tell them I'm unavailable." "Hudson, you can't." "I'm investigating. They'll get a full report when I'm done. CNN just picked it up. We need a statement from you." "No statements until I know the full truth." "Hudson?" "Gerald, how many complaints did HR dismiss in the past year? Not just Constance. Any manager, any property, every dismissed complaint from a black guest, Hispanic guest, any person of color. I want to see all of them." Silence. That could be hundreds? Then get started, he hung up. His phone buzzed. Darius. Can we move meeting up? 9 p.m. tonight instead of 11? I have something you need to see now. Hudson texted back. I'll be there. Another text. Unknown number. Mr. Hartley, this is Naomi Fletcher. I saw the video. I know that was you. If you're serious about fixing this, I want to help. I kept everything. Emails, receipts, photos. Call me. She left a number. Hudson stared at it. Victims coming forward, evidence piling up. The whole world watching. And Constance was still working the front desk like nothing had happened. Hudson checked the time. 11 hours until his undercover shift started. 11 hours until he walked back into that hotel wearing a vest with someone else's name. 11 hours until he saw what happened when nobody thought the owner was watching. He opened his laptop and started a new document. Sapphire District Investigation. Confidential Day 1. What I know so far. Then he started typing. Every review, every victim, every number. This wasn't just about Constance anymore. This was about a system that let her thrive for 8 months while he was too busy closing deals to notice. And he was going to burn that system to the ground, starting tonight. At 8:50 p.m., Hudson stood outside the employee entrance. Thrift store jacket, baseball cap low. Darius opened the door, checked directions, gestured. You came. Show me. Storage closet. Darius pulled out a spiral notebook, worn cover. 8 months. Every denied reservation, every black guest told we're booked when rooms sit empty. Page after page. September 28th, Dr. Naomi Fletcher. Confirmed suite marked suspicious, told no record. Resold 20 minutes later. August 3rd, Brenda Coleman. 2 IDs required, $1,000 hold. White guest after, credit card only, 38 entries. Why not report it? Darius laughed bitterly. To who? 15 years for her, 8 months for me. She controls my reviews, schedule, future. This notebook is insurance. If she destroys me, proof exists. She won't destroy you. Hudson met his eyes. Get me on night audit. You want to work? I need to see what happens when nobody important is watching. Darius texted overnight manager. Response, send him up. Starts tonight. 23 minutes later, Hudson wore a vest. Derek Foster, night auditor, training. 3 questions, no reference check, done. Shadow me 3 nights, Darius said. After midnight, quiet, billing, check-ins, issues, front desk, Constance checking out elderly couple, professional, perfect. She glanced at Hudson. No recognition, just another employee. Darius, 12 flagged reservations tonight. High-risk bookings. Verify carefully. 3 guests need wellness checks, 3rd floor. Yes, ma'am. New hire? My cousin Derek. Follow protocol. We have standards. Eyes dismissed him completely. She walked away, heels clicking. One wrong move and she'd spot the boss playing janitor. Game over before it started. Hudson logged in. 12 red flags, all confirmed, all prepaid. 3 names from viral videos. Show me how to remove flags. First this. Darius pulled out binder. Incident reports, 2025. Page after page. Fabricated concerns, false accusations. Every report ended. Reservation canceled. Room reassigned, systematic, documented, deliberate. 3 nights, that's all I need. 11:20 p.m., 48 hours until Veronica's deadline. 11:55 p.m., Malcolm Hughes entered. Rolling suitcase, cautious approach. Checking in, Hughes. Red flag appeared. Hudson deleted it. Welcome, Mr. Hughes. King Suite, 18th floor. Malcolm blinked. That's it. That's it, sir. Relieved, he left. 1 down. 11 waiting. By 2 a.m., all 12 checked in smoothly. Just hospitality. Hudson studied Constance's logs. Self-running system. Show me training materials. Back office. Filing cabinet. Guest verification standards. Risk assessment guidelines. Documents teaching discrimination as policy. He photographed everything. 4 a.m. Gerald emailed. 156 complaints dismissed past 2 years. 89% from guests of color. Hudson texted, send everything. 6 a.m. Shift ended. Tomorrow? Darius asked. And I want security footage. Veronica texted, 40 hours remaining. Hudson replied, complete transparency, 2 nights left, then the reckoning. But as the first flagged guest had rolled up to the desk, Hudson had wondered, could he pull this off without blowing his cover? Now, walking to his car as dawn broke over Chicago, he had 48 hours to find out. 1 mistake, 1 moment of recognition, 1 slip. And everything, the investigation, the evidence, the chance to make this right, would vanish. The city was waking up around him. Early commuters, delivery trucks, a world that kept turning while injustice ran like clockwork in a luxury hotel. Hudson had spent 15 years building his company in boardrooms and balance sheets. Now he'd spend 3 nights rebuilding it from a front desk, one deleted flag at a time, if Constance didn't spot him first. Angela Morris arrived at 1:30 a.m. with a worn suitcase, shoulders braced for confrontation. "Checking in. Reservation under Morris," Darius typed. A prepaid king suite appeared on screen, confirmed 2 weeks ago, flagged bright red. Reason: third-party booking, high fraud risk, verify thoroughly. Hudson clicked the notes section. He saw Angela's profile photo showing a black woman in business attire. Her credit card had successfully pre-authorized 3 days earlier. There was no legitimate reason to flag this reservation. Hudson nodded once to Darius. The flag disappeared. "Miss Morris, welcome to Sapphire District. I have you in a king suite on the 12th floor. How was your drive?" Angela blinked in surprise. "Fine, thank you." She paused. "That's all you need? Just your driver's license for check-in?" She handed it over carefully. Darius scanned it, smiled, and returned it with keycards. "Elevators to your right." Angela took the keys slowly. "No deposit, no second ID required?" "No, ma'am, you're all set." "The last 3 hotels required." She stopped herself, smiled genuinely. "Thank you so much." She walked toward the elevators, glancing back repeatedly. Hudson felt something crack inside his chest. At 2:15 a.m., Kevin Thompson checked in. Same process. Flag removed without comment. Normal, professional check-in. Kevin's shoulders visibly relaxed. At 3:30 a.m., a young couple arrived holding hands tightly, both black mid-20s. Their reservation showed anniversary weekend, booked months in advance, flagged. Hudson removed it immediately. Darius upgraded them to a corner suite with city views. "Happy anniversary to you both." The woman's eyes filled with tears. "Thank you. You have no idea what this means." By 3 a.m., they had processed 8 check-ins total. Every single reservation had been flagged by Constance. All 8 guests were black or Hispanic. Hudson systematically removed every flag and watched relief wash over face after face. He pulled the monthly flagging data. 82 reservations flagged in October alone. He cross-referenced with guest demographics from the rewards database. 71 flagged guests were black, 8 were Hispanic, 3 were Middle Eastern. Exactly 0 white guests had been flagged. "She pulls up each reservation in the morning," Darius explained quietly. "Looks at the profile photo, clicks the flag button, takes maybe 10 seconds per reservation. She does it every morning like clockwork." Hudson opened Brenda Coleman's August reservation. Internal note attached. "Guest has complaint history, requires enhanced verification." He pulled her complete record. 18. Hartley stays over 4 years. 0 complaints anywhere. 5-star ratings every time. The note was completely fabricated. "How many of these notes are fiction?" Hudson asked. "Every single one I've checked." Hudson photographed everything carefully. The flags, the fake notes, the obvious pattern. At 4 a.m., he overheard housekeepers talking in the break room. "Third floor wellness checks again tonight. Rooms 1834, 1856, 1891. Same rooms as yesterday. Same guests. Whitmore says they're exhibiting concerning patterns." "What patterns exactly?" She didn't specify, just wants us knocking at 2 a.m., offering towels they didn't request, documenting if they refuse. Hudson checked the room list. All 3 housed black guests. All were business conference attendees. All had 0 incidents on record. The wellness checks weren't about safety. They were about creating paper trails for future denials. He photographed the assignment sheets. At 6 a.m., the morning shift arrived. Hudson clocked out exhausted. "Tomorrow night?" Darius asked. "Yes, and I need her email password. Sapphire 2010, she uses it for everything." Hudson arrived at 10:45 p.m. He positioned himself in the back corridor to observe Constance without being seen. A young white couple approached the desk. No reservation. Walking in off the street. "We'd love a room if anything's available." Constance smiled warmly. "Of course. Let me see what we have." She typed quickly. "Perfect. I can offer you a deluxe king on the 19th floor. Normally $485, but $425 for late check-in." "That sounds perfect. Just need 1 credit card and 1 ID." One ID, one card, 2 minutes total. They left happy. At 11:30 p.m., a black man in his 50s approached. Business suit, exhausted, rolling a briefcase, confirmed reservation. Hudson pulled up the booking details. The reservation had been manually modified 3 times over the past week. Every modification made by Whitmore's account. Original booking, premium suite on 20th floor. First change, downgraded to 15th floor. Final change, basic room on 3rd floor beside the ice machine. He pulled the guest profile. Dr. Jerome Banks, cardiologist, platinum member, 86 Hartley stays, perfect record. His reservation had been systematically downgraded for no reason. Hudson immediately changed it back to the original suite. At 1 a.m., Hudson logged into Constance's email using her password. He found an email chain with Rita, housekeeping supervisor, from Whitmore. Conduct wellness checks nightly on rooms 1834, 1856, 1891, 2103, 2156. Document any concerning behavior, refusal of service, or agitation. We need consistent records for security assessment. From Rita. These are the same guests flagged last week. They haven't caused problems. Should we keep bothering them? From Whitmore. Rita, I've been in management 15 years. I know concerning patterns when I see them. If you're not comfortable implementing necessary security measures, we can discuss whether this role is still a good fit for you. The threat was barely veiled. From Rita. Understood. Will continue checks. Hudson screenshot the entire thread. He found training documents Constance had created titled Guest Risk Assessment Best Practices. Red flags listed included third-party bookings, last-minute reservations, late check-in requests, unusual guest behavior, multiple guests per room, and complaints about policies. Every item was normal guest behavior reframed as suspicious. The final section read, "When in doubt, trust your instincts. Better to deny one questionable booking than compromise reputation. We have the right to refuse service to anyone." He photographed every page. At 2 a.m., he explored the filing cabinets, found folders organized by month. January, 8 incident reports, all Black or Hispanic guests. February, 11 reports. March, 15 reports. Numbers climbed monthly. October, 23 reports already. Total, 156 reports across 10 months. Everyone resulted in a reservation cancellation or complaint dismissed as unsubstantiated. At 3 a.m., the desk phone rang. Darius answered and hung up looking concerned. Security says noise complaint from room 1834. Room 1834, one of the wellness check rooms. Hudson checked the call log. No incoming calls logged. He pulled Constance's phone records. Text sent at 2:55 a.m. to security. Guest in 1834 needs monitoring. Conduct noise check. Document response. She was managing harassment from home while off duty. Call them back, Hudson said. Tell them you checked personally. Everything's quiet. He pulled revenue reports and cross-referenced with flagged reservations. Clear pattern. Canceled confirmed reservations were resold at walk-in rates within hours, generated 30 to 40% more revenue per room. Over 10 months, $183,000 in extra revenue through systematic discrimination. Corporate headquarters thought she was brilliant at optimization. At 6 a.m., text from Dr. Fletcher. Mr. Hartley, I spoke with 3 other women from my conference. Same hotel, same manager, identical treatment. We're all Black. We all felt crazy thinking it was discrimination. Thank you for making us feel heard. Hudson stared at the message. 16 hours until Veronica's deadline. One more night. Hudson arrived at 10:30 p.m. He positioned himself to observe Constance checking in a Black family. Parents with 2 young children, maybe 6 and 8. Reservation confirmed and fully prepaid. Constance smiled professionally. I apologize, but there's an issue with your credit card. System shows declined. The father frowned. That's impossible. I confirmed yesterday. Let me try again. She swiped slowly, made a disappointed face. Still declining? Another card? This is a business account with a $50,000 limit. I understand your frustration. But our system shows insufficient funds. I cannot proceed without valid payment. Hudson checked the terminal from back office. Card had authorized successfully. $3,000 hold placed. She was lying to their faces. The father pulled out a second card, movement sharp with anger. Wife's face tight with humiliation. Kids standing silent, watching their parents treated like criminals. Constance ran the second card. This works, but I need 2 forms of ID from each adult and copies of both cards. The white couple you just checked in? Sir, I don't appreciate your tone. If you'd like to stay, I need those IDs. Otherwise, I can recommend other hotels. The mother touched her husband's arm. Quiet. Please, just give her what she wants. They handed over IDs. She made copies extremely slowly, made them wait 15 minutes, finally handed keys. Checkout is 11 a.m. sharp. Late fees are $100 per hour. The family walked away, shoulders collapsed. Kids looked confused and hurt. Hudson watched them disappear. For a moment, he saw his own niece in those kids' eyes, wide, innocent, learning in real time that the world could crush you for no reason. Learning that your parents' money and credentials meant nothing if your skin was the wrong color. Learning shame they didn't deserve and would carry forever. Rage rose inside him. At midnight, Veronica's email arrived. Subject, final deadline 8 a.m. tomorrow. Hudson, I need your complete report by 8 a.m. Friday. Our board meets at 10 a.m. If I don't have full transparency by then, we're walking completely. $2.8 billion is significant, but our reputation is worth more. I'm trusting you to do the right thing. Veronica. 8 hours remained. Hudson opened a new email, started typing. Veronica, in response to your request for complete transparency regarding Sapphire District Hotel, he attached everything, every photograph, every screenshot, every piece of evidence from 3 nights, 12 pages, 156 dismissed complaints, 82 flagged reservations, $183,000 in discrimination revenue. His finger hovered over send. $2.8 billion. The deal cementing his company's future. All gone the moment he pressed send. Or wait. Handle internally. Fix quietly. Close deal first. Address problems after. Behind him, Darius checked in a young black woman. She relaxed when handed keys without drama. Hudson thought about Malcolm Hughes, Angela Morris, Dr. Banks, the family tonight, their children, his daughter, if he had one someday. He pressed send. $2.8 billion disappeared. Maybe his company, too. But at 12:06 a.m. Friday morning, Hudson Hartley chose people over profit. Now he'd discover what it cost. But one email sat unsent in drafts. The one to his board explaining everything, framing this as crisis management. Could save his empire if they saw transparency as leadership, or torch it if they saw honesty as weakness. His finger hovered over that draft. Delete or send? Tomorrow would decide. Hudson sat in his car staring at the sent email. 12:26 a.m., 7 hours 34 minutes until Veronica's deadline. His phone buzzed. Darius. There's something else in her desk. You need to see it now. Hudson drove back. Employee entrance, 12:40 a.m. Darius was waiting, holding something. His hands shook. I was filing reports. Her drawer was open. I saw... He opened his hand. A black titanium card, like the one Constance cut 3 nights ago, but this wasn't Hudson's. Name embossed, Dr. James Mitchell. There are more, Darius whispered. 6 total. Hudson's blood went cold. Constance's office, desk drawer unlocked, careless. Inside a manila envelope, 5 more cards. Hudson laid them out like evidence at a crime scene. Dr. James Mitchell, Alicia Thompson, Terrence Hughes, Simone Baptiste, Naomi Fletcher, Kevin Richardson. 6 people. 6 legitimate cards confiscated, kept like trophies. She collects them, Darius said. Claims they're fake, takes them, never returns them. Hudson photographed each card. Names, holographic features. Owner designations clear. These weren't fraud. These were VIP partners, executives, corporate affiliates. People who'd earned these cards legitimately. Constance had taken them, called owners thieves, humiliated them, kept proof of her vigilance. Hudson pulled out his phone, started calling. Dr. James Mitchell answered, groggy. Hello? Dr. Mitchell, I'm Hudson Hartley, CEO of Hartley Hospitality. I'm holding your black titanium card right now. It was confiscated at our Sapphire District Hotel 3 months ago. I'm calling to apologize and ask if you'd provide a statement. Silence. She called security, told them I'd stolen it. I've stayed 92 times, and she treated me like a criminal. Voice cracked. I'm a neurosurgeon, and she looked at me like I was nothing. I need to make this right. Would you come to the hotel tomorrow at 3 p.m., staff meeting? I'd like you there when I address what happened. Face her again? I want her to face you, and 5 others. I want every employee to see what she built. Pause. I'll be there. Alicia Thompson next. Federal judge. Same story. I deal with discrimination cases daily, she said. It's surreal being the victim. Yes, I'll come. I'll bring written statement. Terrence Hughes, real estate developer. I thought I was crazy. She convinced me it was my fault. I'll be there. Simone Baptiste, architect who designed 3 Hartley properties. I designed the lobby she humiliated me in. Of course I'll come. Naomi Fletcher answered immediately. Mr. Hartley, I've been waiting for your call. You have? I saw the video. I knew you'd figure it out. My card is in that drawer, isn't it? Yes. Good. I'll be there. And I'm bringing 3 other women from my conference. Kevin Richardson, CFO of a Fortune 500 company. I stopped staying at Hartley Properties after that incident. Cost you about $300,000 in annual corporate bookings. But if you're serious, I'll give you another chance. See you at 3 p.m. Hudson hung up, looked at 6 cards spread across Constance's desk. The smoking gun, physical evidence of systematic discrimination. 6 successful black professionals told their property was fraudulent, their cards fake, their presence suspicious. She'd kept the proof, documented her own crime, probably thought she was thorough. At 2 a.m., email from Veronica Caldwell. Hudson, I received your report at 12:06 a.m. I've been reading for 2 hours. I need you to understand. I'm not surprised by what you found. I'm surprised you told me before closing the deal. That changes everything. Response by 8 a.m. as promised. Get some sleep. Her words echoed in his mind. I'm not surprised. But Hudson was, and with dawn breaking over Chicago, so was the illusion of his perfect empire. She wasn't surprised. She'd been testing him, waiting to see if he'd choose truth or profit. He looked at the 6 cards, thought about 6 people coming at 3 p.m., people who'd been erased, dismissed, told they didn't belong. Tomorrow they'd walk back into that hotel, not as victims, as witnesses. At 3 a.m., Hudson photographed everything. Constance's desk, every drawer, every file, every piece of evidence, then locked the 6 cards in his briefcase. Tomorrow at 3 p.m., he'd return them to their rightful owners, in front of everyone. He left the hotel at 3:30 a.m., drove to Millennium Tower, fell into bed fully clothed, phone alarm set for 8 a.m. Veronica's response would arrive then. Either she'd walk away from the deal entirely, or something else would happen, something he couldn't predict. But he'd done the right thing, chosen transparency over profit, people over deals. Whatever came next, he'd face it. The cards burned in his briefcase like a loaded gun, pointed at everyone, including himself. The 6 cards in his briefcase felt heavier than anything he'd ever carried. 6 people, 6 stories, 6 moments of humiliation that should never have happened. Tomorrow they'd get their cards back, and Constance Whitmore would answer for every single one. At 8 a.m., Veronica's email arrived. Hudson, after reviewing your evidence, Paramount is withdrawing our $2.8 billion offer. However, we're extending a new offer, $3.1 billion. Contingencies, you remain CEO 5 years minimum. We jointly develop third-party oversight with annual civil rights audits. $50 million establishes Hospitality Equity Fund. Your transparency proved your values are real. That's worth more than revenue. V. She'd increased the offer, rewarded transparency with $300 million more. No time to process. Staff meeting in 7 hours. At 2:45 p.m., Hudson entered the conference room. 60 employees packed inside, front desk, housekeeping, maintenance, kitchen, management. Constance sat front row, back straight, expression neutral. She glanced at him with no recognition. Just Derek Foster, night auditor. 6 people sat along the side wall. Dr. Mitchell, Judge Thompson, Terrence Hughes, Simone Baptiste, Naomi Fletcher, Kevin Richardson. Constance hadn't noticed them yet. 3 p.m. Hudson walked to the front, set down his briefcase. Good afternoon. My name is Hudson Hartley. I'm the CEO of Hartley Hospitality Group. Pause. Watched realization ripple. Watched Constance's face drain. I'm here to talk about the worst 3 days of my career. He opened the briefcase, pulled out 6 black titanium cards, laid them across the table. These cards were confiscated from guests over 6 months, taken by management, called fraudulent, never returned. But they're not fraudulent. They're legitimate owner's cards. Projector clicked on. First slide, 6 cards photographed in Constance's drawer. I found them 3 nights ago in a desk drawer, kept like trophies. Constance stood. Mr. Hartley, I can explain. Sit down. 2 words. Quiet. Absolute. She sat. Next slide. Reservation screenshots with red flags. Past 8 months, 82 reservations flagged as high risk. Cross-reference with demographics. 71 black guests, 8 Hispanic, 3 Middle Eastern. 0 white guests flagged. Murmurs spread. Next slide. Training document. Guest risk assessment best practices. This document teaches viewing normal behavior as suspicious. Professional language masking discrimination as policy. Email screenshots appeared. These emails show management directing 2 a.m. wellness checks on specific guests. All black, all business travelers, 0 issues, designed to harass, create documentation for future denials. Rita, third row, looked stricken. I didn't know. I thought it was legitimate protocol. You followed orders, Hudson said gently. That's the problem. This wasn't one person. This was a system designed to look like policy while functioning as discrimination. He faced Constance directly. Miss Whitmore, 15 years here. Commendations for efficiency, revenue, exemplary reviews. Why? Her voice steady but hands trembling. I was protecting the hotel. From guests who don't respect standards. From people using fake cards. From black people. Hudson finished quietly. You were protecting the hotel from black people. That's not... You kept 6 cards as trophies. He gestured to the table. Dr. James Mitchell, neurosurgeon, 92 Hartley stays. You called security on him. Alicia Thompson, federal judge, accused of fraud. Terrence Hughes, real estate developer. Simone Baptiste, architect who designed this hotel. Naomi Fletcher, physician. Kevin Richardson, Fortune 500 CFO. Successful professionals. You treated them like threats. Incident reports scrolled across screen, page after page. 156 guests denied service, charged fake damages, or harassed. 89% guests of color. Every complaint dismissed as unsubstantiated or emotional. Constance's composure cracked. I've worked 15 years, given everything, maintained standards, protected our reputation by destroying theirs. Ice in Hudson's voice. You took their money, denied service, called them liars, documented it professionally, made discrimination look like excellence. He turned to the room. Everyone participated, flagged reservations, made wellness checks, charged fake damages, saw it and said nothing. Darius in back met his eyes. Silence enables abuse. He clicked the viral video. Businessman's footage. Constance cutting Hudson's card, grinding under heel, ordering him to clean up like a good boy. Room erupted in gasps. 4 days ago, that was me. If she felt comfortable doing that publicly on camera, what happened when nobody was watching? He gestured to the 6 people. These 6 are here because I asked them to come, to face who humiliated them, to witness what happens next. Dr. Mitchell stood, walked forward, looked at Constance. You called me a thief in front of colleagues. I'm a neurosurgeon. I've saved hundreds of lives. You made me feel worthless. Judge Thompson stood. I sentence people who violate civil rights. You violated mine, with a smile. Terrence Hughes. You convinced me it was my fault. Simone Baptiste. I designed this lobby. You humiliated me in it. Naomi Fletcher. I kept thinking I was imagining it. You made me doubt myself. Kevin Richardson. Your actions cost this company $300,000 in annual corporate bookings. All 6 faced Constance. Said their piece. Hudson picked up the 6 cards. Miss Whitmore, effective immediately, you're suspended without pay pending investigation. When that concludes, you'll be terminated for cause. You'll lose severance. You'll answer to HR, legal, and every guest you denied service. He turned to the 6 victims. I'm returning your property, with deepest apologies. He handed each card to its owner. Dr. Mitchell held his reverently. Security escorted Constance out. She walked past the 6, head down, shoulders shaking. Stunned silence. Hudson took a breath. We have work to do, starting now, with truth, accountability. Understanding our guests' dignity is non-negotiable. He looked at Darius. Darius Montgomery is promoted to assistant front desk manager, effective immediately. He documented abuse 8 months when speaking up could have cost him everything. That's leadership. Applause erupted. Darius stood overwhelmed, tears in his eyes. Hudson clicked final slide. 6 cards returned. We don't forget this, we carry it forward, and we do better. The room sat silent, processing, understanding. Then slowly people started standing, applauding, not for Hudson, for Darius, for the 6 victims, for truth finally spoken. Hudson packed the briefcase. The cards were back with their owners. Constance was gone. But the real work was just beginning. The next 72 hours, controlled demolition. Hudson moved into Sapphire District. Gerald arrived with HR. Legal sent 3 attorneys. Interviewed every employee, reviewed reports, audited charges, worse than documented, 49 guests denied, 28 charged fake damages, wellness checks 14 months, 2 supervisors participated, night manager ignored it. Contact every affected guest, Hudson told Gerald. Full refunds, apologies, complimentary stays, no NDAs, no arbitration. They sue, we don't contest. The cost, we fix it. Thursday, email list ready. Hudson wrote, Dear guest, I apologize for treatment at Sapphire District that fell below standards and decency. You experienced discrimination. Not your fault, ours. We're terminating responsible employees, implementing oversight, conducting training, no policy undoes harm. Enclosed, full refund plus complimentary stay. My contact below. Legal action, we won't contest. Deeply sorry. Hudson Hartley, 49 emails, 49 refunds, $86,000 returned. Dr. Fletcher replied, Been profiled before. Never had CEO acknowledge and take responsibility. That matters. I'll take the stay. Hope this is real. Friday morning, Veronica's contract. Third-party audits biannually. Anonymous reporting to compliance. Mandatory anti-bias training. Staff oversight committee. Public quarterly reports. $50 million equity fund. Hudson signed. Gerald. $3 million annually for oversight. Good. Accountability costs. Friday afternoon, second all hands. 60 employees, different energy. 3 days ago, what's broken? Today, how we fix it. New protocols, asterisk. Third-party audits biannually, asterisk. Anonymous reporting, direct to compliance, asterisk. Quarterly anti-bias training. All staff, asterisk. Oversight committee. 6 rotating members, peer-elected. Review incidents. Meet monthly, asterisk. Public quarterly reports. Complaints, resolutions, demographics. Not punishment, accountability, better systems. Next slide, Darius's photo. Darius Montgomery, assistant front desk manager, leads implementation. 6 more photos. Inaugural committee elected today, Rita, housekeeping, James, valet, Maria, concierge, Deshawn, maintenance, Keisha, restaurant, Tom, security. Review incidents, escalate concerns, can't be fired for committee work. Financial slide, $183,000 discriminatory revenue donated to NAACP Legal Defense Fund. Communication. Every guest from past 14 months gets disclosure, not just victims. Everyone. Personal accountability. I take 25% pay cut. Executive team 15%. Funds to equity fund. Questions? Rita. Report something, nothing happens? Escalate to me. My cell goes to everyone today. You call, I answer. Deshawn. Report about you? Report to Veronica Caldwell, her number distributed. External oversight includes me. James from valet, arms crossed. What if this is just PR? We've seen companies do this. Big apology, then nothing changes. Room silent. Hudson didn't deflect. Then call me out. My cell number's on your phone. Test me. If I don't answer, if nothing changes, if this is empty PR, you have Veronica Caldwell's direct line. Use it. Hold me accountable. That's what we're building. James nodded slowly. Not convinced, but listening. Maria. Do hurt guests forgive us? Don't know. Forgiveness isn't ours to demand. We work, prove ourselves, accept some never trust again. Darius stood. Can I speak? Hudson nodded. 3 days ago, terrified. Notebook, no idea if anyone cared. Mr. Hartley could have fired me, paid silence, handled invisibly. Instead blew $2.8 billion to do right. Got better deal because someone valued integrity. Not how world works, but maybe how this company works, if we choose it. Silence. Keisha stood, clapped. Rita joined. James, Maria. Entire room standing. For Darius. For possibility, not redemption. That takes years. A beginning. After, 6 committee members approached. Won't let you down, Rita said. You stayed when leaving was easier, that matters. 6 p.m. Dr. Mitchell text. Booking next month, same hotel. Want to see if you meant it, please do. Anything wrong, you have my number. Phone buzzed. Veronica. Saw meeting video. Your team sent for oversight, you did good. Welcome to partnership. Hard part begins. Sustaining years. I'll be watching. He smiled. She'd watch. Committee would watch. Every guest would watch. Good. 15 years building private, behind doors, trusting unaudited systems. Time to build public, under scrutiny, with accountability. Sapphire, test case. Fix this property. Fix all 52. Can't fix. Fail honestly, transparently, everyone knowing they tried. Worth more than another billion, Hudson hoped. But as applause faded and employees filtered out, Hudson caught a whisper from back row. Not everyone buys it. Words hung like smoke. The real test? Tomorrow's first guest. He packed briefcase, looked around the office. Real work started Monday. Training, meetings, outreach. Tonight, sleep. First time in 4 days. Walked to lobby, night shift arriving. All knew what happened. Some avoided eye contact. Ashamed they hadn't seen. Others nodded respect. Grateful truth surfaced. Darius trained someone at desk. Young woman listening intently. This is how we check in guests. Every person deserves respect. Every person belongs if they booked. No extra verification unless legitimate flag, and I review every flag personally. Trainee nodded. Yes, sir. Not sir. Darius, we're a team. Hudson smiled. Didn't interrupt. Left through doors, outside, October air sharp, phone buzzed, unknown number. Mr. Hartley, Brenda Coleman. August guest, got apology, appreciated. But need to see change is real before trusting. I'll watch quarterly reports. If honest, I'll consider returning. If spin, I'll know. Thank you for trying. BC Hudson saved number. Texted. Miss Coleman, understand completely. First report publishes January 15th. Hope it earns consideration. If not, hope it shows we're trying honestly. HH got in car. Drove to Millennium Tower. Room dark. Stood at window looking at Sapphire. From here, perfect, gleaming. But he knew what happened inside. Systems unchecked. Pain inflicted. Knowing, first step. Fixing, rest of career. Pulled out phone. Set reminders. Monday, 9 a.m. First committee meeting, January 15th. Publish Q4 report monthly. Check every committee member daily. Ask if building something worth believing in. Stared at that last one. Confirmed it. Tomorrow, real work began. Tonight, he'd sleep knowing he'd chosen truth and been rewarded. But reward wasn't money. It was chance to prove people could change. Systems could change. Companies could choose integrity when nobody watched. He'd spent 72 hours proving they could. Now had years to prove they would. Closed curtains, set alarm, slept. 3 weeks later, Hudson stood in Sapphire District lobby at 11 p.m., watching Darius train a new hire. Always check system first, Darius explained. Reservation exists, it exists. No extra verification unless legitimate flag, and I review every flag personally. Casey nodded. What if someone seems suspicious? Suspicious how? Just off? That's bias. Everyone seems off when looking for problems. Our job is hospitality, not security theater. Confirmed reservation plus valid ID equals check-in. Understood. Not, sir. Darius, we're a team. Hudson smiled. 3 weeks ago, Darius documented abuse, terrified. Now teaching the next generation. Cultural renovation showed in small ways. Housekeeper knocking 9 a.m. offering turndown because guest requested it. Not management-mandated wellness checks. Guest answered smiling, not suspicious. James pulling Rita aside. Guest says front desk asked extra verification despite confirmed reservation. Committee review? Rita checked incident log. Found flag. Traced to new supervisor learning protocols. Committee meeting that evening. Guest received apology before checkout. System working. Imperfectly, slowly, but working. First committee meeting, Rita terrified. Don't want trouble. Catching problems before they become patterns, Hudson said. Before they hurt people. Speak freely. No retaliation. Third meeting. Rita led discussions, pointed out gaps, suggested improvements, found her voice. Deshawn noticed black contractors asked for extra credentials, white contractors weren't. Committee standardized verification within a week. Maria flagged complaints filed without follow-up. Committee implemented tracking. Every complaint required documented resolution within 5 days. Small changes added up. 11:30 p.m., doors revolved. Man, 50s, suit, exhausted. Rolling suitcase, Dr. Jerome Banks. Hudson recognized him. Cardiologist whose reservation constants downgraded 3 times. Dr. Banks approached desk. Checking in, Banks, Darius typed. Welcome back, Dr. Banks. Suite 20th floor, city views. Dr. Banks paused. You're not asking extra ID. Just driver's license, sir. No deposit. Card on file. You're set. Dr. Banks stood silent. Shoulders dropped. Last time treated like criminal. Manager downgraded room 3 times. Made me feel like I didn't belong. I know, sir, Darius said quietly. That manager no longer works here. What happened shouldn't have. We're sorry. You're sorry? Whole hotel. Mr. Hartley, our CEO, called you personally. He did. Didn't believe him. Thought liability coverage. Dr. Banks looked around. But I'm here. Wanted to see if anything changed. We're trying, sir. Really trying. If anything feels wrong, you have Mr. Hartley's number. And mine. Darius wrote his number. Please use it. Dr. Banks took card. Stared. You're serious? Yes, sir. Dr. Banks smiled. Then maybe there's hope. He took keys, walked to elevators. One smooth check-in didn't erase the scar, but it was a start. Hudson watched, holding his breath, remembering the family he'd failed. The children's eyes, the shame they'd learned. This was what repair looked like. One guest at a time. Midnight. Text from unknown. Mr. Hartley, Brenda Coleman. August guest. Chicago next week. Want to stay at Sapphire, not because I forgive. Because I want to see if you meant it. Bad experience, I write about it. Good one, I write that too. Fair warning. B.C. Hudson replied, Miss Coleman, more than fair. I'll ensure VIP service, not surveillance, excellence. Anything wrong, call directly. Thank you for chance. S.H. He looked around. Night shift smooth, guests checking in without incident, staff treating everyone with respect, not perfect. 3 incidents, 3 weeks required committee review. But 3 reviewed beat 38 ignored. Progress, slow, uncomfortable, required vigilance, but happening. Dr. Fletcher stayed last week. 5-star review. Stayed month ago, treated terribly, came back to test apology, cautiously impressed, professional, kind staff, no extra verification, no wellness checks, just normal hospitality. What should have been happening, but appreciate their trying. Hudson printed that review. Hung in back office, not proof they'd fixed everything. Reminder repair was possible, 1 a.m. Darius finished training Casey, returned exhausted but satisfied. How'd she do? Ask good questions, challenged assumptions. She'll be fine. Pause. Thank you for this opportunity, for believing me when I had nothing but notebook. You had courage, worth more. Darius smiled. Get sleep. You've been here every night this week. So have you. Someone has to make sure this works. They laughed, tired, genuine. Hudson left. November air cold. Phone buzzed. Veronica. Monthly report received. 3 incidents addressed. 2 improvements. 0 escalated to legal. Doing the work. Keep going. Next audit January. 5 Hudson looked back at Sapphire. Building looks same. Same chandelier. Same marble. But inside, something shifted. People trying. Really trying. Sometimes trying was enough. Yet in the quiet lobby behind him, a flagged reservation blinked on screen. Old habits die hard. Was the system truly broken, or just sleeping? 6 months later, the Hospitality Equity Fund that Veronica insisted on was accepting applications. $50 million for scholarships, mentorship programs, and startup capital for diverse professionals entering hotel management. Darius Montgomery sat on the selection committee. The Sapphire District had been featured in Hospitality Today as a case study in accountability. Not because they'd fixed everything, but because they'd admitted failure publicly and showed the work of trying to do better. The anonymous reporting system had flagged 8 more issues across other Hartley properties. A concierge consistently giving inferior restaurant recommendations to Hispanic guests. A valet service making black guests wait longer. A spa claiming appointments were fully booked more often for South Asian callers. Each issue investigated, addressed, and publicly reported in the quarterly transparency documents. The reports were uncomfortable reading. They showed the gaps, the failures, the ongoing struggle, but they were honest. Hudson still carried the black titanium card that Constance had cut into pieces. He thought about it every time he checked into one of his hotels, wondered if other guests were being judged, profiled, denied. The audits helped. The training helped. The oversight committee helped. But systems were only as good as the people operating them, and people required constant vigilance. He stood in Sapphire District's lobby one last time before heading to open a new property in Seattle. The fountain whispered. The chandelier gleamed. Guests moved through the space like they belonged, because they did. Darius was at the front desk, training another new hire, the 6th since his promotion, building a team that would carry forward what they'd started. Hudson caught his eye across the lobby. Darius nodded once, a gesture that said everything. We've got this. We're going to keep doing the work. Hudson nodded back and walked toward the exit. His phone buzzed. Veronica. Seattle property ready for inspection. Don't go undercover this time. We've got cameras everywhere now. He smiled and typed back. Good. Keep watching. I want you to catch every mistake before I have to." As the revolving door spun him out into Chicago's spring afternoon, Hudson thought about the people who'd been turned away from this building. The people who'd documented abuse in notebooks because they had no other power. The people who'd kept trying even when the world told them they didn't belong. Those were his teachers now, and he was finally paying attention. The work wasn't finished. It would never be finished. But it was happening, and that had to be enough. Have you witnessed or experienced discrimination while traveling? Drop the hotel name and city in the comments. Sunshine is the best disinfectant. And if you work in hospitality, you have more power than you think to make it right.